We are getting there. 1 second. For those of you who are just joining, we're having our usual chaos at the last minute, so we're almost there. We are almost there. We're setting up currently, and I will do the intro, and we will get started. Let's see, there. Nope, wrong one. Let's see, image, suiting up for live. All right. All right. Hello, one and all, once again to the Omega Republic, a radio podcast program for the furry and brony community. I'm your host, the horsest with the mostest, Coppercap. Here, joining me today is my co-host, DJ Arctic.
Hey yo, long time no hear.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us here on Suiting Up for Life, where we seek out those in the furry fandom and get to know what it's like to be a furry and or brony, and what they do to make who they are part of the community. Today we have a special guest and from our very own Discord. You might have heard of them. You might have seen them joining us on them in our streams in the past. Today we have Duskstone joining us from the US.
Hello.
Particularly Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Before we get started, we do have the usual, if you don't remember, because this has been a few years since we have done this, we do have the charity that has been selected, which is, which one, Dusk?
Save a Fox Rescue.
Tell us a little bit about Save a Fox.
Well, originally, I heard about this organization a year ago, and I learned that this is an organization that that does its job to rescue and try to reorganize and rehabilitate foxes that have been in fur farms or have been domestically raised in fur farms. These are foxes that have probably suffered a lot from being harvested just for their fur, and every fox rescued is a blessing, essentially. So I highly recommend you check out their YouTube channel, and I highly recommend that you donate whenever you can to them. They all accept donations in order to rescue these foxes.
Exactly. For those of you watching down below, you can see the link to their webpage in our description. Make sure to give that a look. And if you, like Dusk said, they also have a YouTube you can check out, which they post all kinds of videos on there. They have a Facebook, a TikTok, a YouTube, and an Instagram that you can check out anytime, where you can see cute, lovable foxes being rehabilitated and saved. All right. All right, let me go ahead and get that. For your convenience, I will put the link for their donations in the bottom right corner. You can use that to check them out if you want to. And again, the link is in the description for Save a Fox, which you can go to their website at any time. Now let's get to know our guest today. Go for it, Ark.
Well, alright, if you insist. So our guest here is, of course, Duskstone. Dusk is a gamer, Pokemon enjoyer, loves steampunk, a caffeine addict, Ick that drinks coffee and Baja Blast. Ducky
Yep.
Hater from Land Before Time. A Luna from Hell of a Boss Abuser. I've seen you punch that plushie. And a reformed dog food eater. Which needs to know, did you eat the tri-kibbles or was it wet dog food that you ate when you were younger?
I don't know, but that was a long time ago.
Ah. Well, either way, I mean, I'm a canine and I don't even eat dry kibbles, so I only eat human-grade fresh dog food, like from our sponsors, Just for Dogs. Now available for deliveries right at your door.
Wait, we have sponsors?
Just going with you, we don't have a sponsor. No.
Oh wow.
About ready to say.
Yeah, no. Besides screwing around in particular, serious question would be is how long have you been a part of or interacted with the fandom, and what have you... Oh, and what brought you? I'm sorry. What brought you to where you are today in the fandom? And when I say fandom, I mean furry and or brony.
Well, originally, I actually joined the Brony fandom first, and I think that was back in I believe like 2010. Well, I will admit, at first, I was actually I was originally like a hater towards like bronies and furries, but I was like, ugh, what are these fandoms? Like, ugh. And then after a while, they started to grow on me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see what MLP is all about. I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm a brony now. After a while, I just became hooked. I started picking like favorite like background characters and whatnot, and just. And I think I joined the furry fandom a little while after that. I can't remember what year, but
But you think you
Yes.
fell into the brony fandom about 2010, 2011?
I want to say close to 2011.
The Generation 4 Friendship is Magic was released in 2011, I believe. If that's
I
what you're
believe-
referring to. Unless you fell into unless you're a hipster brony that fell into the older style first.
Nah, I was G4.
Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, you're a 2011 rise to power. Rise to brony.
Yep. Went from hater to brony.
That influence hits you hard.
Okay, what do you in your own way, I mean, what do you do towards contributing to fandom? Like, what are your hobbies that you would say interact with furries or bronies? Not well, we already know at least one of them that you do.
Well, sometimes when I can, sometimes I'll actually ask for commissions and like creating new characters, and I will pay the artists for creating these said characters. So I believe I've contributed a lot towards the art side of the furry and brony communities.
So
No,
out of curiosity, then, do you actually have a brony OC or just only a furry OC?
I used to have a brony OC, but I can't remember who he was, and I lost that OC like a while ago. Like I don't. I'm afraid I have more furries than I have bronies.
Hey, as long as you still hold strong to those roots of bronies. So, it's just because you moved away from the fandom doesn't mean you have to completely, take it off your repertoire.
Shadow Sky. Oh, that was the name.
Oh. Shadow Sky. A
That was for your Brony OC name?
Yes,
Gotcha, okay.
I know it's corny.
Hey, you know what? It was an earlier part in your life before you started getting a little bit more creative.
Yeah, everybody was an angsty teen at one point.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is my OC character. He has a dark past. He watched his parents get murdered. He's an alicorn. He's an alicorn mega super hyper princess, and you know he's dark and mysterious, and his colors are black, red, and pink. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody describe their OC in that manner.
It's like that one meme's like, my OC is Blood Edge. Like, he has blood-related abilities and whatnot.
Yeah. Anyways.
You can be able to go ahead and control fluids, and that includes your blood as well.
Now, I mean, I'm going to add to this question just a little bit. In terms of, hobbies being like the gaming part of things, did you have any outside, from the OR, that is, are you able to game with other furries, other than just our little group?
Oh, yeah. There's a couple servers I'm in that sometimes do a little bit of gaming and. Do you want me to say the names?
Oh, you don't have
So,
to.
out of curiosity, what type of games in particular do you actually play?
Sometimes I have these other friends on another server. Sometimes we either hop on to either Steam games or Roblox, or we just switch back and forth. Sometimes we just play Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I know, sue me.
Everybody has their own individual taste. Like Ark, for instance, he's a sunbutt worshiper.
What does that mean in gaming wise? I worship games that
No.
have sun?
No. I'm just referring to the fact that everybody has their own individual tastes in life, and some tastes are kind of cringe, and some tastes are superior. Like like being an admirer of the almighty moon goddess that should be, the rightful ruler of Equestria, versus the fat cake eating loser that is Celestia.
My God, discourse on the Furry Fandom already.
You're going to have to go ahead and apologize. You're going to have to go ahead and forgive Copper there. He's, well...
Oh my God, someone get this man's pills.
He needs his pills.
Anyways, I think we're ready to move on to the next question. Anytime.
Alright. Gotcha. So yes, we have went ahead to gain confirmation that Dusk over here was originally a brony.
Still am.
Once you go brony, you can never go back. Apparently. Alright, I don't think you're a suitor, are you?
No.
Well, that being said, we already know about your hobbies in particular, or at least about some of them, but one of the other ones is, do you have any interest in cosplay?
Yes, but I haven't found the time or money to like really get into that, to be honest.
Well, what exactly? Okay, if you did do a cosplay, is there any characters that you take interest into?
I think either go for either an anime or if I wanted, I'd try to go for cos for like one of like my shark OCs.
Okay. Would you say that, if you had the
Actually, that's one thing.
Oh, go ahead, Ark.
That's actually one thing in particular that I'm curious about. You've mentioned about your Brony OC, but you've not mentioned about your Fursona.
Which one?
Oh my goodness, you have
Out of this-
multiple?
Out of the 7 or 8 I have, which one?
Well, I was going to go ahead and describe with the giant cagey shark, but alright. So, obviously, you have been more involved with the furry fandom than you have with the bronies, then.
Yes.
Ah, that's alright. Bro, Onis are the more inferior race anyways.
Darn horse people.
Oh, I see how it is. I see.
Oh, cough.
Oh, now his true colors come out.
I mean, between a horse, a wolf, and a shark, I mean, the horse is obviously superior.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're gonna go down that route, let's really go down that route.
To quote King Shark from the Harley Quinn show, if there's ever a fight between a wolf and a shark, the shark's gonna win.
I can agree with that one.
Hey, you know what? I'd be proud of it. Still a furry.
There you go. Okay.
No, but sharks are definitely more elite land animals than sharks. Let's get that straight.
Yep.
Okay, I can see I don't have a dog in this fight.
You're barking up the wrong tree, Copper.
Nice. Well, okay, now we're gonna shift things a little bit. We're gonna go a little bit deeper. Okay, based on your choice of Sona, do you feel it represents your personality, or do you want to be more like it emotionally? Is there anything that you feel? I just said before, totally, like sharing from your real life, but you also incorporate it into your Sona.
From a young age, normally I wasn't sure about what my favorite animal was gonna be, because it seemed like everyone had their favorite animal, and then I learned about sharks, and I'm like, oh my god, these look so cool. Like the sharp teeth, like the gray sleek bodies, like the fact that they're they just eat almost anything, that's cool. And the more I learned about sharks, the more I grew to appreciate them. And the thing was, I chose sharks because, one, they're great swimmers, and I'm actually a pretty good swimmer myself. I'm not the fastest, but I'm generally really good at swimming.
So you're an elite competition swimmer. You won 6 gold medals at the Olympics, and you're hiding your secret that you're actually a furry.
Well, there was one time, I was part of this, swim team when I was young, and, And occasionally, like, if it was allowed, before when I was doing the finishing lap, I would put my hand up above my head and make it look like a shark fin as I like swam to the edge of the wall to finish.
Nice.
Kind of like the victory dance that football players do, but it would be a victory swim, I guess.
Yeah, I got the nickname the shark.
Nice.
Well, I'm actually not sure if you're the outdoorsy type,
Oh no, I'm
but
very
I also
outdoorsy.
know you were. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had suspicion because you were in the Boy Scouts
I'm an Eagle Scout
you
actually.
fished in the Great. Huh?
I'm an
Oh, Eagle
Scout, actually.
Scouts. Gotcha.
Well,
Hey.
Boy Scouts,
Well,
like Eagle Scouts, like the highest rank you can get, and it's very difficult to get, and I'm very proud of
Yeah, I
it
was
too.
going to say.
It's like the next step from there is like Master Scout. I mean, isn't it?
Nah, Eagle is like final rank. Like, there's like a lot of people who are actually Eagle Scouts. There have been like astronauts. There have been like even like some like politicians. There have been like naval, military, like who are Eagle Scouts.
Wow.
So basically, you can survive in the wilderness and provide boo-boo bandages.
I can light a campfire using only one match.
Nice.
One match.
That's
You don't
all
even
you
need
need
a
is
match.
one
All you need is a stick.
Well, I can do it if I had some, magnesium.
Oh yeah, we definitely carry that around. Maybe occasional lighter fluid if that doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
I'll just bring a 5-gallon can of gasoline. Yeah, I'll. Don't worry. I got up to.
I mean,
Wendigo's
if you want to
show.
draw
Weeblos-
attention,
Oh, trust me, us Boy Scouts like our big fires.
Absolutely. You want it to be seen from space.
Space!
bonfire. What's that? This is napalm.
When we
There
used to
you
go
go.
camping like near the beaches, we would build these really big bonfires to the point where our own scout leaders got a complaint from the Coast Guard one time.
Wow. That is
Oh
something.
my-
Yeah, but the complaint was you need to make it bigger.
Kudos to that. That's pretty impressive. That not only did you get the attention of the Coast Guard, you got the respect of the Coast Guard.
If it's not big enough to be seen from space, then it's not good enough.
Exactly.
Yes.
But also, I think you're a fisher as well.
Oh yes, I am big on
You
fishing.
did some. So the question would be, what is your biggest catch?
My biggest catch would have to be a salmon. When I first time I went up to the Great Lakes, it was I think it was Lake Erie, I believe. It was like this. I can't remember how heavy it was, but it was like a moderate sized like salmon, and it was like fly fishing.
Damn.
I got it. I'd say the best catch I caught, like when I was really young. I think me and my family were out fishing. We didn't catch a lot, so we were walking back. I decided to like play around with like my fishing rod in the water. My dad comes up to me, is like, "Hey, you're not gonna catch any fish like that." And instantly after he said that, a baby largemouth bass grabs my hook and I hook onto it and catch it.
So you didn't drop the bass then?
Nope.
It's terrible, and you know it.
It was a catch and release because we were heading back, so like I let him go.
Right.
Did you do CPR though? Which, of course, CPR is cat's photograph release.
No, but I did do CPR, but I am certified in CPR training from Scouts. It's one of the merit badges I worked on.
That's a different CPR, but
Yeah.
yes.
I've actually
Yeah.
never heard it said that way before. Catch, photograph,
Me
release.
neither. But yeah, I worked on. I have so many merit badges that my sash makes my uniform look like a general's outfit.
Wow. That is impressive.
Oh,
You
so
don't-
shiny.
You don't have a picture of it, do you?
Dude, where did my mom put that? Oh man, I gotta dig it out of my somewhere. But I can remember a lot of like the merit badges that I got. I got life saving, fire safety, I got conservation, I got general management. I remember I even got rifle shooting, I got like fishing, I got so many, like I even got one archery too.
They wouldn't let us play with bows.
Or guns.
Definitely not guns. No, the group
Yeah, you
that
don't
I
play
was
with
with, no. There would definitely be no guns in our group.
Anything that was sharp you cannot handle.
Well, we did get like one of those really cheesy pocket knives that actually had like a metal knife in it, but I mean, good
Oh
luck
god,
actually
those
turning
Swiss Army knives!
Yes, those little rinky-dink things you could get from like Walmart for $2.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
I
Go
have
ahead.
one, but it has like the Boy Scout like emblem on it, and has like so many bells and whistles on it.
Mm-hmm. Did you get like the one that actually has like a magnesium stick built into it?
No, but it has a magnifying glass, a toothpick, a bottle opener, and others.
Nice.
One thing I found useful on it was like the scissors.
Yeah! It's pretty much the same thing as me as well. And the scissors were not exactly the best to cut through anything except for paper.
Mhm.
Did you ever find it? Did you ever use the can opener on those things?
Yes, sometimes.
The moment never came up for me to use mine.
Oh dang, opportunity wasted.
Yep. I think I tried to stab the top.
Yeah,
of
most
the can.
cans nowadays. Most cans nowadays have actually tabs, which you go ahead and puncture. But back in the day, tabs were not a thing. You used to be able to go ahead and go to the specific businesses or companies or what the hey ever organizations that would actually have a can opener simply because tin cans back in the day did not have tabs. But yeah, that's the reason why that you would have a can opener on the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. Most kids these days probably wouldn't even know how to use a manual can opener anymore.
We didn't have like Google, and like a lot of time like cell phones and other like electronic equipment were like mostly like prohibited for most of the day because you're gonna be interacting with like everything else. Like, stop being busy on your phone and be busy like helping the camp.
Yeah, the phones that we had back in the day was the Walkman cassette players. And that's it. And they didn't even like those on, bringing those to like when you go to camp. So yeah, well that definitely gives me some insight. I wasn't
Mhm.
aware that you were, an Eagle Scout.
Yep.
That-
Oh,
Go ahead.
nothing up. I just. All right, go ahead.
All right, it's all good. All right, I think it's Art's turn. Yes.
Well, before I go on to the next question, out of curiosity, usually we'll go ahead and be partnered up with other individuals as bedbunks. So when you were in the Eagle Scouts in particular, did you ever had a bedbunk partner that snored or left a mess or anything like that?
I've had some unusual circumstances, but overall they were okay. I mean, we'd
Well,
sometimes sleep
alright.
in either tents or cabins or these things called Adirondacks. They're basically like smaller cabins, but with like only 3 walls.
Yeah, I think I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and explain a bit for the audience, though?
All right. Well, they would almost be like shacks, but like there'd be like 3 walls, and like there, and the way you get into it, there's like no wall, there's no doorway. It's just one huge like doorway like going into it. And if the weather was too cold, you would sometimes we would carry extra tarps around, so you could like wall it off if you needed to keep the cold out. Although I do remember one trip when I was sleeping in an Adirondack, it was particularly freezing, and I accidentally got my pants a bit too muddy. So when morning came, when I went to see if they dried out, they were frozen stiff, to the point I could stand them up by themselves.
That is an unfortunate thing in particular, especially if you live in the north.
Oh yes. We were up in the mountains when we did this, so it was particularly extra chilly.
Extra chilly and low pressure as well.
Yep.
Alright, so 5th question from me. Being a furry brony or furry, cough cough, furry better.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
Looking among society, do you feel more or less alone than before you became what you are? Cough cough, furry. Cough.
Ark?
Has it been open? Has it been opened up more opportunities towards making friends?
Well, I will say this, when I first started getting into the Brony fandom, like I also started wearing a lot of Brony t-shirts, and at first my parents were like, Rob, or something like that, I can't remember, they're like, you're gonna get made fun of at school. It was in fact the opposite. I was getting too much attention at school. Like, oh hey, you want to join this club? Like, oh hey, if you go into this website or this chat room, we could be friends. I'm like, I just want to do my work and get home. So being a brony, I was getting a bit too much attention. I'm like, I just watch MLP. Like, well, what do you want from me?
You walk into school with the Pinkie Pie shirt on, and you're like the center of attention.
Yeah, I'd be like wearing like a Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, or like Doctor Who's like T-shirt.
Wow.
The only
That-
the only the, like only like a person who probably had like a problem with my t-shirts was this like one guy at Wawa. This just one time he was like the one working like behind the register. He's like, dude, why are you wearing that? I'm like, what? It's like, dude. I'm like, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, you mentioned about Doctor Who as well. I mean, it kind of coincided with the MLP community because I know they did a reboot of it back in what 2005,
Oh yeah.
and then he had this whole fandom that kept going on for quite a while, and then MLP came along 2011, 2010, I want to say.
yes.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely did have that cross-platform.
Now, talking about the furry side of the fandom, a lot of the furries that I've become friends with, I've met like online through either Discord or surprisingly VR chat.
Good platform. A very good platform.
Mm.
I mean, it has its flaws, like any place, any social network that you go to, but yeah, I say I've been getting more into it, though. You know, it's a little bit overwhelming to jump into a public world and there be like 50 people there commingling, and you're like the odd person out with not knowing anybody else there.
Yep. Recently, like, how I found like a lot of these like different Discords, like I was originally like checking out this one Discord server, and I managed to find the owner of it, and he invited me to like his like Discord server. After that, I actually hopped on to like another one, and then boom, I ended up here.
Nice. Yeah, I'm having a tough time remembering how you found this place. Did one of us invite you, or did you just find the link in one of our videos?
I actually found the link in another server that I'm actually a moderator in.
Was it Delta Kruger by any chance a member of that server as well?
I don't know. I think he might have been. It's called Furry RP and Inflation.
That sounds like Delta.
Yep.
Because you probably it would have either been you, myself, Ark, or Green Reaper.
I heard my name.
Yeah. I would think that it was probably Delta because that falls in the purviews of his interest. And yes, for those of you listening, it exists. There are people that enjoy it, and you'll find these interests in any fandom. So you can judge if you want, but as it says even in the scriptures, he is without sin, may they cast the first stone. So everyone's got their interests. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Everyone has their own interests, but furries are elitists. Let's just remember that.
I won't deny that. I will not deny that, we have a very colorful fandom. For the most part, it is a good, strong, friendly fandom.
I mean, you could make it family friendly, but that doesn't always go well because
Yeah, I mean, there is a family-friendly section, there is a friendly section, and then there is a you enter here, you're not coming back section.
Yeah. Once you go down that rabbit hole, Alice, like, you're not coming back out.
No, It's a one-way trip. I'm sorry. You bought the ticket. It's a Delta Air. No, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. Okay. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't name a specific airline that seems to have a bunch of problems lately. I didn't say that.
Oh,
I said no such thing.
what airline?
I know one airline that I've had so much trouble with, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah. We're not here to single out any corporation that may or may not be causing a lot of problems for people, even if they charge an outstanding amount for a simple ticket. But we'll let that save that for another stream.
Yes, especially if one is unable to transfer you from Philadelphia to Fort Lauderdale, then back. Like, seriously.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that we'll go ahead and say is that you think gas prices are expensive? Oh my goodness. Tries to go ahead and fill up a plane, then complain about gas prices.
Mm-hmm. You know a little bit about that, don't you, Ark?
Yes I do. 1 hour trip for flight nearly cost me $200.
Ow.
And that's a private flight, by the way.
Can you say cha-ching? Because I can't. Someone else says cha-ching because I can't. I don't know how to say it anymore. It's
Cha-ching.
There you go. See, I knew someone else could say cha-ching. At least say it in the correct way, because it never learned the dialect of my people. Anyways,
You know how I say it?
how's that?
Give me your money right now!
So, Duskstone, I'm curious. During your day-to-day, since becoming part of these wonderful fandoms, Brony and Furry, what are some things you've noticed that you started doing differently in your life?
Besides being a little bit more active, like online and in chat rooms, nothing much really.
What about your views of like furry artwork and animals in real life? Anything change there, you think?
This, I stay away from certain things. There are times where it's a
Not in a sexual way.
yeah. Like
I didn't mean in a
anything
sexual way.
that's not
what...
anthropomorphic, I stay away from.
Right.
If it's not anthro, no.
Well, in terms of your respect for the animal kingdom.
Yep.
Granted, you did say you were an Eagle Scout, so as an Eagle Scout, you already have a massive amount of respect for, the wildlife around you.
Oh yeah, I even have a wildlife conservation badge as well.
And that's the reason why I have an appreciation for Teddy Roosevelt.
He was a badass president.
Mm-hmm.
He certainly was. All about the conservation, carrying a big stick, being friendly, but if any jackasses come forward and challenges it, well, you have a big stick.
Yep.
He took a bullet to the chest and made a speech about how shameful and embarrassing the shooter was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got shot and he kept on speaking. So yeah, you don't see many people like that anymore, president or otherwise.
Sure enough with that in particular. Out of curiosity though, would the shark would be your favorite animal?
Yes.
Oh, jeez, Louise. I guess we got our first aquatic animal then.
Actually, we do. Yeah, of all the guests that I've interviewed, Duskstone is actually the first fully aquatic-based OC.
Oh wow.
Yep. Have you ever gone swimming with the sharks?
I've actually I went when I was in this other group called the Venture Crew. It's like connected to Boy Scouts, but it's for like older when they get older, like and they moved out of Scouts. We actually had a trip where we went down to the Key West in Florida, and we actually got to go swimming out in the reefs, and I got to swim down and I got to touch a nurse shark.
Ooh.
So yes, I went swimming with the sharks, and jellyfish, and barracuda, and sea turtles.
Wow.
Because Florida is America's Australia.
I'll
Wow.
tell you what, there were so many shipwrecks down there. We were even anchored up above one, like when we went back to the bay.
I'm just, wow. My life is so boring by comparison. I, I don't know what to say.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to discover in particular. I mean, here in America itself, in general, really is a lot because we are a huge state or country. California and Texas itself is a huge state, and you can discover a lot in itself with those two states.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we're to go nationwide, oh heck yeah, it's even more bigger. And of course, you definitely need a car and/or plane just to even go over from one state to the other. Don't get me wrong, Europe is a great little area. I mean, I wouldn't mind being able to go ahead and bike ride across country and visit a few other countries that are compacted.
Compacted, like, they went to the junkyard and got squished down? Or
Pretty. No, that's pretty much Europe in general, really.
Oh well.
yeah, if you think the
Like,
United States is
instead
a
of-
melting pot, just wait till you get to Europe.
Instead of states, they just take smaller. Okay, no, you're just gonna be smaller countries instead.
Yeah. America has always been ambitious in particular. They went and spread out, sought out, and discovered a lot of things, and yeah, you can learn a lot of different cultures, regions, and different types of animals in particular. That's the reason why I love this little area, because you have to fly and or drive. You can't just bike and or walk in order to go ahead and discover a different culture.
No, you have to look it up on the internet, act like you know everything about it after reading 2 articles, and then, show it off to your friends like you actually went there because, you read about it online. Because, you can't really go anywhere anymore. But no, I understand what you're saying. It's a matter of exploring the world that we have. I mean, the world is small, but it's big.
Yep.
I mean, sure, you could pull it up on Google Maps and, scroll around the world in 2 seconds. But
like actually being there, that's a much different experience.
mm-hmm. I mean, most of us here in the flatlands of the Midwest, it's nothing for a kid to get lost in a cornfield. Okay, if a kid can get lost in a cornfield, just imagine what it's like getting lost in, the redwoods of Oregon, or, trying to find the path that leads up to Mount Rushmore. Or
Well,
even,
Like,
Go
try
ahead.
getting, like, lost in, like, the Niagara River in Ontario.
Ooh, Made in the Mist. I actually went to that.
Oh, same. Like, I was actually there in, like, in Ontario, like, Canada, I got a hotel, me and my family got a hotel right next to Niagara Falls.
Niagara
Where the-
Falls. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. For those of you wondering, you need to watch I Love Lucy. And the Three Stooges did it too, I think. Anyways, go ahead, Ark. I think you were about ready to say something.
When I was looking at your GIF in particular, I recognize that those are blacktip reef sharks, if I remember right.
Oh,
Oh, my dad had an encounter with one in Key West.
Yep, and that's where the GIF is from.
well, Dusk was talking about how they was actually able to swim with a shark. So I use that as a reference point to show, like, you could swim with a shark, or you could swim with sharks.
Also, if you do decide to go swimming with sharks, folks, do not bring GoPros. They are shark attractors.
Mm.
Sharks have a sensory organ in their nose that allows them to detect electrical pulses in the water. And since GoPros give off a lot of electricity, they're gonna go swimming right for it.
Ooh, so yeah,
My
danger,
brother
Will
found that
Robinson.
out when a nurse shark started swimming towards him.
Yeah, it goes from being fun to a little
Oh
bit
shit.
yeah.
Alright, so who knows the shark that is able to go ahead and sense electrical impulses the most? Or what type of shark? Words.
My experience, it'd
What type
have
of-
to be the nurse shark.
Mm,
Well, that's just
No.
my experience.
So is this a trivia
Yeah.
question?
it really is. Who's the most highly sensitive shark that is able to go ahead and detect electrical impulses?
It wouldn't be the great white then, would it?
Nope. It would actually be the hammerhead.
Oh wow.
Really? Huh.
You'd be able to go ahead and great whites are able to go ahead and smell well. I mean, drop of blood a mile away. Hammerheads, on the other hand, could sense a heartbeat of an individual, i.e., like a flatfish buried underneath sand. They'd be able to go ahead and sense the electrical impulse of that flatfish that's buried underneath sand a mile away.
Electroreception, it's what it's called.
Wow.
Hmm? That's kind of a sixth sense. I mean, we got our 5. Sharks have a 6th.
Mm-hmm.
They can even sense low voltage electrical fields in the water. Ooh.
Hmm?
They can
Pretty
sense
much.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things in particular that I found to be quite interesting. While we're on the subject of sharks, though, another fact in particular is the sense of smell, which, of course, I mentioned that with great whites.
Oh yeah, if there's blood in the water, like there's going to be sharks nearby.
When I was down over there in the coast of California, Monterey Bay, we actually had to go ahead and figure out how to distract sharks in particular, or get them away from the sea otters, simply because sea otters have been declining in population, sharks have been eating them. What are we going to do about it? So there was research in particular that we had to go ahead and do. That research in particular resulted in sharks are actually afraid of their own blood. So if you chum the water with shark blood, like great white for example, you will not see them from miles away. As a matter of fact, what we learned, they will go ahead and dive deep in the ocean.
So if sharks smell their own blood, they're like, "Oh shit, we're getting out of here. Something killed our own kind."
Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't have to be their blood specifically, but it has to be a great white. So it's like their species of blood that they can sense. It's like, oh, something fucked our own kind. I recognized our kind. No, fuck that. But yeah, if you could be able to go ahead and harm a great white and show proof of it, i.e., like putting great white blood in water, they will leave the area for days.
Huh.
So, with that being said in particular, carry a bit of blood shark on your boat, I guess. Yeah.
As long as it's not cooked spaghetti. Do you want to know what I found out in the Key West? Barracudas treat cooked spaghetti like it's crack cocaine. They love that stuff.
Barracudas in the Key West.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with what a barracuda is.
Oh, it's a big fish with like teeth like protruding out of it.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
like precise.
I love how we pulled up the same gift at the same time.
Yep. And you should see the teeth coming out of it too. Like, you could just Google barracuda. Like,
Yeah,
That definitely would be an invasive species down over there in the Great Lakes.
yeah. A serrated knife has nothing on a barracuda's teeth.
I almost forgot how ugly fish is.
Ugly.
I think I remember we caught one down the Key West, and oh my god, like the one guy who caught it was like his hand was like almost too close to getting like bitten by those teeth.
Ooh.
Jeez Louise, it's kind of like with noodle fishing as well. I mean, noodle fishing in particular, you're not going to lose your appendages or limbs. But your fingers are definitely going to look like hamburger meat while dealing with catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's a big one.
Yikes. Yeah. I'll cut the head off and eat it, but I don't think I want to keep it as a pet.
Yeah, I got.
Keep it as a pet, why not? Make it a
No.
pond, why not?
No.
No, no, just that thing. Do not, do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Mm-mm. Yeah, go back to start.
Oh, now I'm actually curious. What does a barracuda actually taste?
Like fish.
I never had barracuda, so I couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
I mean, aside from the usual carp, crappie, bass, catfish, bluegill, yeah, no, I've not had anything beyond the usual freshwater fish. Well, salmon, but yeah.
Barracuda is definitely not a freshwater.
No. Yeah, the closest I could get to, like I said, is salmon. Since salmon is a mix of ocean and freshwater. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, if anybody's watching this, you know, if you've seen Futurama, you've seen that little documentary thing they did with, like, you know, the characters Futurama being salmon, being born in a river, going out to the ocean, then coming back to the same river, and then they die. Yeah.
Yep. This is far from a salmon in particular. I mean, I'm trying to go ahead and dissect this sucker, but with that many teeth, you know it's predatory. And with it being predatory and being a saltwater, I am guessing it's a saltwater. Well, no, it's not saltwater because they are in 1,000 lakes.
Wait, are you asking, like, if they are saltwater or freshwater?
Yeah, that's actually what I'm wondering about in particular. Dusk,
Yeah,
do you know if the barracuda is a invasive species in the 1,000 Lakes?
in the Great Lakes. Let me check.
I mean, the Great Lakes in particular is really, really freaking massive in particular, so it's a possibility, but at the same time, that thing is going to destroy an entire ecosystem.
I don't see any talks about it being an invasive species. I don't think it's really in the Great Lakes, but the yellow striped barracuda is invasive in the Mediterranean Sea.
Let's see.
What about the Yellow Lake? Or Yellow River? Give me a sec, I'll be able to go ahead and find this one out because I remember something now that you mentioned about it.
Ooh, biggest barracuda ever caught was 85 pounds. And for those using
John.
the inferior metric system, 38.56 kilograms.
Let's see, 38.6. That would be about 65. No, I don't think I'm doing that right. Maybe 65 pounds.
It was 85 pounds.
85 pounds. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I can never really remember the the conversion rate between kilograms and pounds. Still, that's okay. You know, a lot of people want to brag that I ate a triple cheeseburger with 1.5 pounds of meat on it. I'm like, okay. Try eating 85 pounds of fish, which is far healthier, by the way. So, yeah.
Eat fish twice a day is my ultimate saying.
So, leading back into the question, so in terms of doing something differently, whenever you fish or eat fish, being a shark, do you feel like you act like a shark whenever you eat fish now?
Sort of.
I mean, I know it's a bit of an odd question to ask, but taking on the role of a shark, you want to incorporate some of those shark-like instincts. Like you've cooked let's say you've cooked a you've got a freshly baked cod sitting on your plate on your table. So you walk away to wash your hands, and you come back, and you just kind of stare at it from a distance. You just kind of walk back and forth. Da-da. Da-da, 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 da-da. Then you pop up from the bottom of the table, and you just use your bare hands to just devour the cod. You never done that before?
Nope.
Oh, what kind of shark are you?
I mean, honestly, I would go ahead and do the dun-it theme song every now and then.
And you're not even a shark.
I usually only do the dun-dun thing when I'm swimming.
I gotcha.
Okay. Well, at least you did it once, and you did the Jaws theme song. We'll forgive you if you did it once in your life, at least.
You know what? That kind of leads into another question. Which do you like better, cooked or raw? Like a sushi.
Cooked.
Didn't know if you were more like a
Welcome
sushi
to-
person. Did you say something, Ark?
Nope. This is about the thing that we'll go ahead and say. Welcome to America. We like things are, or we like our meat well done. We don't like it raw or semi. We like it cooked.
I'm a picky shark.
I mean, if you ate everything in sight, you wouldn't exactly be not an entrepreneur, a connoisseur. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. You're a connoisseur. You don't just go to the buffet. You like to order off the menu.
Yes.
You hesitated there. Like
Yep, that's sorry.
so you're saying that you do go to the buffet every now and then.
Well, not every now and then, but occasionally.
I
On
see.
certain occasions.
I see. So there's some conflicts of characteristics there. So you're like, am I a connoisseur Or am I just going to eat anything that's placed before me? I see.
Honestly, if you want to make friends with me, just put food in front of me, and I'm basically like a real life animal. Like, best way to an animal's heart is through its stomach.
That's
Okay.
one saying.
Go ahead.
I'm starting to suspect that Dusk is more like a tiger shark.
Oh.
Tiger shark in particular eats almost anything. Hubcaps, children.
What?
Uh, uh,
So the goats of the sea, then.
No way, I'm more like a great white man.
Oh, you're Bruce.
Bruce.
So do you? So.
but yeah,
do you-
tiger sharks in particular would be the equivalent of the, I guess you could say, garbage cans of the sea. They eat anything and everything, just about, until they can't and have to regurgitate it back out one way or another. But no, you were saying, great. You're more of a great white.
Yep.
You're large and literally in charge. You know, aside from, an orca whale, but that is.
Yeah. I don't mess with like orcas or dolphins or whatnot. That anything that's smart is evil.
Wow, so there is a pecking order in the.
Have you at least tried? Have you at least explored and tried with your culinary skill?
Oh,
For
I'm
example,
pretty up
you've-
when it comes to cooking.
But have you ate it and liked it? Like, for example, squid.
But no, I've never tried anything fancy like squid.
Squid's not fancy!
And where I'm from, yeah, it is.
Oh my.
Where
Okay.
I'm from, it's not even considered to be part of the menu.
That's also true. Yeah. Okay. Shellfish. How about that?
I think I've had.
We're talking about clams, oysters, mussels.
No, never had any of that.
How can you consider yourself a shark if you have never experienced any of that?
I've had crab. I've had salmon. I've had a lot of shrimp.
So you're definitely a picky bottom feeder, so I'm getting that.
Well, here I am, not shark shaming you.
I think Ark is trying to downplay sharks so he can seem superior.
Yeah. You
I
don't
see.
hear about a cat shark. Well, you hear about catfish, but you don't hear about wolffish or dogfish. No.
Sharks have been sometimes called water doggos. Because they actually do have like similar intelligence to dogs. Studies actually found that out.
I'm going to pass it off as a cat intelligence. You do not have the same intelligence as a dog, okay?
There it is. The truth comes out. You can't accept a fish being smarter than a dog.
How dare you compare them to canines and wolves?
Yeah! Octopus is more intelligent than you guys, and he has the equivalent of a 5-year-old, which is more than a cat. But curious like a cat.
Oh boy. Anyways, we're kind of running short on time. So let's go ahead and let's pop into the very last question.
That one's all you.
All right, Duskstone. Let's just say, for example, you go out and you met someone who was new to the furry fandom. They just found it either by forums or by Discord or just something, but they didn't really know what to do or where to start. They have all of these things. They have music, art, gaming. They have these like fur meets. They have conventions. I mean, is there anything in particular that you would like to say to those people?
I don't know. I'm probably not the best person to talk about stuff like that. Like, I would not be pretty great with introductions. Because I wouldn't exactly know like the best like chat rooms. Oh, what happened?
Oh,
Huh. Surprised to see the old DJ here.
Oh, Miss Snooky. You're a bit late for the interview.
There's an interview?
yeah,
Yes,
this
it's an
is
interview.
we're doing an interview with Duskstone right now.
About finishing up, give us 5 seconds though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So, I mean, as far as like a new member of the fandom, they come up to ask you like, where do you think is the best place to start? How do I get into the fandom? If they just ask you that.
For bronies, I'd recommend one, I'd recommend Omega Republic.
Well, awesome. Yeah, I'm behind that decision all the way.
Self promotion there. And two, I would start off like a small, like maybe like if they haven't watched the show yet but we're taking an interest in it, I would recommend them like watching the show, and then if possible go into like sites like I remember there was one meme site called My Little like Brony, and it was like with like it was among these other like sites. They each have their like different like meme sections. Like there was like one for like Harry Potter, like history memes, Pokemon memes. There was like My Little Brony memes. I'd recommend them that site as well. I can't remember what the exact details of the website were, but I remember the name.
Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. There is a site called What is a Brony?
I don't know. I'm just.
Are you familiar with Equestria Daily?
No. But I might recommend them that.
That's when it hits you, doesn't it?
Yep. So, Equestria Daily is a fandom-based site that has all the latest news, fanfics, art, and it has community forums, it has comics, it has media. It's pretty much the centralized hub for most of the Brony fandom to keep in touch with, all of, the rest of the Brony fandom. Which is a shame, because I probably do need to start posting more links that involve stuff that happens there more often.
I wonder if I should start watching the show again, like My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been thinking about us doing, like, a night where we could watch the first generation stuff and actually, get more in tune with our roots before the roots. Because, I've never really given it a chance, the first generation, and technically the second generation. Now, 3.5, on the other hand, I'm probably not touching that one.
Avoid anything that's from third generation.
Mm-hmm. It's whichever generation, like, the Smooze was from, and when we first see, like, a Tyrek. I've seen clips of it. One thing I have watched is they did a parody of it. It's called Scooterlick Studios. They did some pretty interesting voiceovers to teach us less hipster types about the Brony fandom. But anyways, yeah, we're kind of getting off topic here. But anyways, as far as the furry fandom, any thoughts?
I don't know. I know a lot of like sites, but well, let's just say I can't really remember the names of them.
I mean, if we're putting you on the spot, me and Art could probably name a few.
Yeah, it's probably you guys are probably like better at this question than I am.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Not everybody is able to keep in touch with the furry fandom because it is a very diverse fandom, and you just never know where you can get your good sources from. Ark, I believe, has one or two places that he would normally get news from.
Furry and/or Brony fandom?
Well, as far as the furry fandom.
Yeah, there's a few places in particular. I would not necessarily say nowadays, simply because some individuals who actually own the websites have left and replaced other individuals for that website, for that fandom. And it's essentially become dried up simply because, well, Twitter, or what is now X, has become dried out because, thank you, Elon Musk. But that's a different story in particular. We're not getting into politics.
Mm-hmm. More or less, Blue Sky has become the new quote-unquote Twitter, the better quote-unquote Twitter.
Better? That's debatable.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they went ahead and said about Instagram.
More or less. But wasn't there a site called, like, Papa Bear Arc?
Yes, there was. It was one of those individuals in particular that we were gaining some insight of knowledge. Papa Bear in particular is a great news article, I guess you could say. Basically, they will go ahead and bring up information from individuals that will go ahead and ask questions about them, or life in general in particular. And I actually like that. Papa Bear actually has a book as well, if you want to go ahead and see that. Alright, I already know you're trying to go ahead and split this off with me in particular, but dang it, man, I am distracted as fuck.
It's good.
Um,
Go ahead.
I can be able to go ahead and bring up links in particular with Papa Bear, as well as the book that he has done. We were supposed to go ahead and do an interview with him in particular. Unfortunately, like all of us in particular, or most of us, we all got distracted in life. However, he does have an archive, which I could be able to go ahead and provide for most of individual. And it's pretty much like a news article, like Ask Jeeves, for example, or the equivalent of Ask Jeeves.
More or less, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to be moderate as possible, but how much moderate is Ask Jeeves?
Right. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and wind this down now. Any closing statements, Duststone, before we sign off for the evening of Suiting Up for Life?
Beans.
A lot of wisdom in that statement. So yeah, I think that we've learned quite a bit about our guest tonight. We thank Duststone for joining us here on the Omega Republic on this wonderful series we call Suiting Up for Life, that we will now be bringing back monthly. We hope that you have enjoyed your time listening to Duststone, bringing you a little bit more insight into their lives. Their very colorful and exciting life, I must add. And we thank DJ Ark for assisting us on this this quest of knowledge.
All I will go ahead and say is that we're a messed up bunch that's convoluted, but at the same time, you're welcome.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we thank you one and all for joining us here on Suiting Up for Life, and we hope to see you here next time on the Omega Republic. Have a good night, everybody. And make sure to tune in here in the next 15 minutes as we switch over to Supermarket Together, a Steam-based free game that allows us to play on a grocery store simulator. See you there in about 15 minutes, but for now, thank you for joining us.
Hello?